Welcome to episode number 2 of Coffee with Robbie. And today I'm going to talk about a guy named Noah Kagan. And Noah Kagan was employee number 31 at Facebook. He was a director of marketing at Mint.com. And if you've ever bought anything from AppSumo, he is the chief sumo. And today I'm going to be talking about how Noah changed my behavior by the things that I've learned from him. But first, I want to give a shout out to my wife for custom making this mug. Networking equals networking. So thank you for that. So the first lesson that I learned from Noah Kagan is to break the rules. And there's a big reason why I'm wearing a Breaking Bad shirt today is Noah likes to break the rules, and I'll give you a great example. I went to a long time ago, I went to a growth hacker meetup, and by a guy named Sean Johnson was throwing it. And Noah, was the kind of like the keynote speaker, and he begins his talk with questions and answers. He began the talk with questions and answers. He didn't give his speech, his 20-minute speech or talk and PowerPoint presentation, and at the end say, well, what questions do you have? He actually began and said, well, what questions do you have? And that was like mind-blowing for me. He's actually the only person that I've ever seen do that, and it worked phenomenally well. Here's why it worked really well. He gave a presentation that he knew while he was giving it was addressing why people showed up in the first place. They had questions they want to know, they wanted to learn. So he said, instead of giving this talk and then asking, did I cover everything you wanted? He said, well, what are the questions you have? And let me write them down. And while I'm giving my talk, I will answer the questions. So he gave essentially an ad hoc talk, and it's probably one of the best talks that I've seen. And so that's a thing where Noah taught me to break the rules, and it's changed my behavior quite a bit, how I think about how I address certain things. Number 2 is what I learned from Noah Kagan is to be ghetto. Be ghetto. He talks about being ghetto all the time. And what being ghetto means is things don't have to be perfect. When you're launching a product or your career or whatever that is, people expect things to be perfect. They want things to be perfect. And as a result, they never launch anything. Or they launch something that nobody else wants. And so what I learned from being ghetto is if you have an idea, first off, to just do it. Just don't wait. Just do it. It can be ghetto. That's fine. And that's a big reason why he changed my behaviors. That's another big reason why I'm doing this is that I could have a better camera. I could have better sound. I got headphones hanging out here. Although the background is pretty nice. Is to be ghetto. Just release it. It may work. It may not work. But being ghetto is a great way to test. Is this going to work? Is this product going to work? And this is before you do any of these, these marketing strategies and marketing tactics or long-term things. People have ideas all over the place, but he really taught me, especially during that talk he gave during the Growth Hacker meetup, is be able to test ideas really, really quickly. I remember during that event, I raised my hand and said I was going to launch some stupid, celebrity fashion thing, and he's like, well, why are you waiting to create it? I'm like, oh, I made up some excuse. He's like, do it tonight. And I'm like, what? He's like, you can do it by tonight and then post it to the forum when you're done. And I'm like, okay. And I actually did it. I actually bought the domain and launched a simple website that night. He inspired me to create it. And when I found out by that was nobody really wanted it. And besides that is that I didn't really know anything about celebrity fashion. And so it was just a wrong thing for me to get into. So he saved me a shit ton of time by just telling me to just do it. And he gave me a deadline, and I did it before midnight. And but he saved me a ton of time because I realized I'm not really into it. It's something I shouldn't be spending my time on. And no, I don't think anybody really wants this. And so be ghetto is a big thing that Noah Kagan has taught me. 3 is email marketing. I was always under the assumption that everybody gets too many emails. And everybody gets too many emails, and it doesn't work, and you should try something else. And And I was wrong. And Noah was able to teach me that. And that's a big reason that changed my behavior, how I market Fire Me, I Beg You. Majority of my stuff is actually done via email. And so if you're not on my email list, go to firemeibegyou.com. It's one of the best email lists you'll ever be on. But he taught me how to write my emails. He taught me how to do kind of like autoresponder sequences. He taught me a lot of things about email. And so I have Noah Kagan to thank for that, because email has been my number one, number two channel when it comes to marketing. And lastly, channel marketing. And I know many of you don't know what channel marketing is. Channel marketing essentially is find a channel that works for your marketing, whether that's social media, email, trade shows, billboards, print ads, blogs, whatever that is. Find your channel and optimize that channel to the best of your ability. And so too many people, when they focus on marketing, they're like, oh, I have to do this, I have to post some tweets and this, and I've got to do email and that. They just all use different things. But the first place you start is to be ghetto and find what channel that works right away. And find the channel that works and focus on that channel until you've sort of peaked out on the effectiveness of that channel. He did that. There was a great example that he did for Mint.com. And he gained, I think it was like 1 million users or something in 90 days. But he focused on, he said, here are our different channels. He listed them out. He tried 10 or 11 different things within I would say a few months, 2-3 months. And he was able to determine, here's the channels that work, here's the channels that don't work. And that changed how Mint marketed their stuff. And there's a big reason why they didn't do certain things. But they did a few things very, very well. But Noah really taught me to focus on the channels that work, be ghetto, and to do it. And last but not least, the only reason I'm talking about Noah Kagan today is not because he was employee number 31 at Facebook. I'm hoping it was 31. Not because he was director of Mint and marketing. Not because he runs a wildly successful website called AppSumo and SumoMe. I'm talking about him today because he was a teacher. And I talked, the first episode I talked about Gary Vaynerchuk, how he's a teacher. But the only reason I'm doing is Noah is extremely, extremely generous when it comes to telling people how he did things. So a normal traditional person would be like, if they grew Mint to multi-millions of users, they wouldn't tell anybody. Like, why would I give away my secrets? But then he realizes that by becoming a teacher, by teaching people things, he gets more exposure. He gets more exposure, and as everyone knows from Gary Vaynerchuk, exposure equals leverage. He became a great teacher, and people really respect him because of that. And that's a big reason why I'm doing that today. And that's a big reason why he gets more email subscribers to his email list. A big reason why he gets more people to join his company. And that's a big reason why I'm sure he has plenty of leverage in different sort of negotiations. And so, so Noah Kagan, that's the big reason why he's my number 2 today on Coffee with Robbie. He has changed my behavior in multiple ways. Thank you, Noah. This t-shirt is because of you. Thank you.